Learning English. Why English? Now that you have reached an advanced level of English, it's time to stop and reflect on what you've learned and how you got here. Do you remember why you first started to learn English? Is your motivation to learn now as high as when you started? What have been the highs and lows while learning English? What has been the toughest challenges? Think about your entire experience learning English. Did you think it would take this long? Has it been an enjoyable experience? Has it placed pressure on your time? Have you had to make personal sacrifices to study English?
Okay, right. So here are lots of questions for you, Go-kyung. Do you remember why you first started to learn English?
Because I started at pre-K school. They made me.
They forced you. They forced you to. Yeah, you had to. What is pre-K? Is it before kindergarten? What is pre-K?
Pre-K, what I mean by pre-K is after kindergarten.
After kindergarten, okay. So that would be post-kindergarten. Post-kindergarten. Pre is before, post is after. Pre and post. Post-kindergarten. So they forced you, okay. And can you remember a time when you started to actually want to learn more? Can you remember when it came? Because you obviously enjoy the language now.
Probably when I moved to China because I wanted to talk to them, but I couldn't.
So tell me your first day at school in China. How was it?
Oh, it was terrible. I could speak a little bit, I could still communicate with them. So I was like, hey, and then they were like, is your name Amy? They got my name wrong at first. So I was like, no. But then they started being really nice to me.
Oh.
Because there were several other Korean students. So the teacher actually made them help me. And then they were like, we don't have to teach her anything because she already knows well.
Oh, really? Did they say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well. What grade was that then?
Third.
Third grade. Okay. So how many grades were you in? Third, fourth, fifth, sixth?
Fifth, sixth. Yeah.
Third, fourth, five, six. 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, you probably went to China halfway through your third grade. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's look at the next question. Is your motivation to learn now as high as when you started? Let's say as high as when you went to China. Do you still have the same strong motivation to learn?
I don't know because now I don't use English as much as I used to do.
Yes.
But then I still want to talk to you and say everything I want. So try my best.
Yes. So motivation is really how you feel inside, you know? Pardon me.
I mean, I love language. So.
Yes. Good. I love language too, and not just my own and not just Korean, but any language. The problem is that life is so short and there are 6,000 languages to learn. So I can't scrape the surface of all the languages there are to learn. Right, next question. What have been the highs and lows while learning English? What have been the toughest challenges?
Well, the hardest challenge was definitely at the beginning when I was 6 years old because I never had interest in English before I moved. So my mom actually made me watch movies in English for an hour every day.
Okay.
And it was so painful, mentally.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to watch it because I can't understand anything.
Yes.
But my mom was like, no, you go in there and watch the whole movie. Then I'll let you out.
Your mother knew what was good for you. I think your mother has her head screwed on right. Yes. I think your mom knew, your mom was thinking long term. That's the problem. You know, when athletes exercise, they say no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Do you know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't build muscles without some pain. You have to experience a bit of pain. When you run and you're so tired and you think, I'll just run a little more, that's when you start to strengthen your body. It's the same with learning a language. You sometimes have to do things that you really don't want to do, like watch a foreign movie. When you understand only one word in 100.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Let me tell you, from the other side, when I came to Korea in 2009, April, I heard Korean spoken for the first time in my life. Hey, Amy, it was like, it wasn't even a foreign language. I couldn't believe it was human speech. It didn't sound like the noises that came out of humans. It sounded so weird. Weird. And I thought to myself, I will never be able to make those sounds.
But you're so good at Korean now.
I'm not really good, Amy. I tell you what, it's just because I've had so many students now having to teach them, I've had to learn. You're the exception. You're the only student who hasn't needed any Korean. You know, all my other students need some help in Korean. I have to use Korean in the classroom. You're the only one who doesn't need Korean from me.
Yay!
Yeah, well, there we go. I wish I had more like that. I think my sister has a student like that as well, because my sister speaks no Korean, but she says she's quite a bright student. Okay, so what have been the toughest challenges for you?
Well, taking classes in English, what I couldn't understand.
Yes.
Because my teacher was like, do this until tomorrow because that's the due date. And I was like, how do you do this again? And then the teacher explained, but then I forgot, so I couldn't understand.
Very hard to follow the instructions when the language is not yours, yes.
Yeah. There was this like Korean boy, and then he was yelling at me. He was even shorter than me. So he was like about here, and then he was yelling at me because I couldn't read English properly.
Okay, so now look at the next lot. At the bottom block, gray block, it says, think about your entire experience learning English. Did you think it would take this long?
Well, I think I actually learned English faster than average people.
Yes.
Okay? Like, it got better really quickly.
What was your secret? What was the secret to learning English so fast?
For me, it was like just not using Korean. Even though you don't understand, you have to use English.
Because no one understands Korean, so you've got to speak English. Yes. So they call that immersion learning, when they immerse you in the language environment that you're trying to learn. Mm-hmm. Okay, so has it been an enjoyable experience on the whole? Have you got some fun out of it?